An arrow enters your body, and you are still standing. The pain hasn't fully arrived yet. Your body is still processing. Around you, the battle is still happening. You cannot stop now. This moment happened to millions of humans across thousands of years, and most of them had no hospital, no surgeon, no anesthesia. What they had instead should not have been enough to save them. And yet, the archaeological record shows survival rates that shock modern surgeons. You are about to find out exactly how they kept you alive, and why what they knew is more remarkable than almost anyone realizes. You are a hunter 30,000 years ago in open grassland. The arrow comes from a direction you were not watching. It enters your left shoulder just below the collarbone. The arrowhead is flint razor sharp on two edges. It has passed through muscle and stopped against the shoulder bone. Here is what your body does in the next 60 seconds automatically. Blood vessels around the wound immediately begin contracting. Platelets rush to the site and begin building a clot. Your brain releases a flood of adrenaline. Within seconds, pain dulls, heart rate rises, strength and focus sharpen immediately. This adrenaline response is why wounded soldiers can keep fighting. But the adrenaline is not the problem. The arrow still inside you is. Every movement you make shifts it slightly inside the wound. And flint arrowheads were not attached to the shaft by accident. The binding was designed to loosen when it contacted warm blood. Pull the shaft out and the arrowhead stays inside your body. This is the moment that killed more arrow wound victims than the initial impact. Pulling incorrectly tears muscle, severs vessels, and drives the head deeper. Your healer knows this. They have seen it before, many times. They do not touch the shaft yet. First, they assess everything carefully. And if you want to keep learning things like this, subscribing helps us make more. The healer in your community carries knowledge passed down for generations. Not written down, not recorded, just practiced, remembered, and refined. Their first decision is whether to push through or pull back. If the head is close enough to the surface, push it through. This creates a clean exit wound instead of a blind removal attempt. But your wound is too deep for that. The head is against bone. So they reach for the first thing they will give you before touching anything. Willow bark tea, made from it, drunk in large quantities. Right now, willow bark contains salicin, the compound modern science turned into aspirin. It reduces inflammation, it thins the blood slightly, and dulls pain. They also pack the wound edges with yarrow plant immediately. Yarrow is a powerful natural clotting agent, used on every continent. Then they prepare the tool they will use to remove the arrowhead. A hollow bone tube, the ancient world's version of surgical tubing. They survived because their knowledge of the body was genuinely sophisticated. The healer slides the bone tube carefully around the arrowhead. The tube covers the sharp edges so they cannot catch on tissue. Now the entire assembly shaft, head, and tube comes out as one. This technique was so effective, it appears across multiple ancient civilizations independently. Greek physicians described this exact method in 400 BC texts. Now the arrowhead is out, but the wound is open and deep. Everything that happens in the next 72 hours determines if you live. The healer cleans the wound channel with something that genuinely works. Honey is a natural antimicrobial. It creates an environment bacteria cannot survive in. Modern research confirms honey kills the same bacteria ancient healers were fighting: Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, E. coli, all suppressed by raw honey. Then they pack the wound with specific moss found near running water. Sphagnum moss absorbs fluid and has mild natural antiseptic properties. You are now entering the most dangerous part of surviving an arrow wound. Not the removal, not the bleeding, the infection that comes after. Your body is now fighting on a microscopic level you cannot feel yet. White blood cells arrive at the wound site within hours. The wound heats up, it swells, it becomes painful again. This is correct. Inflammation is not the enemy, it is the body's construction crew arriving. The healer watches the wound carefully every single day. They know the difference between healing inflammation and dangerous infection. If the wound smells wrong, they apply a poultice of garlic and onion. Both contain allicin, a compound with genuine antibacterial properties. They keep you still, they keep you warm, they keep you fed. The community keeping you alive was itself a form of medicine. By day 5, your wound is beginning to close from the inside outward. New collagen fibers are knitting the tissue back together precisely. Now, here is the evidence that makes modern researchers stop completely. Archaeologists have found ancient skeletons with arrowheads still embedded in bone, and around those arrowheads, the bone has grown back over them. That bone growth means the person lived years after the wounding event. One skeleton found in South Dakota had 17 arrowheads in the body. The bone healing around multiple sites shows this person survived most of them. This was not an unusual person. This was an ancient human doing what ancient humans did: survive incredible physical trauma with knowledge, tools, and community. A 2017 study found healed arrow wounds in over 60% of examined ancient remains. Modern combat medicine in early field conditions doesn't consistently beat that number. You are now 3 weeks past the arrow wound that should have ended you. Your shoulder will never be exactly what it was before. That is true. But you are alive because someone knew exactly what to do. Knowledge they received from someone before them, who received it from someone else. Ancient medicine was not guesswork. It was accumulated, tested, practical knowledge. Tested on real patients with real consequences, and refined across real generations. Every herb in that healer's kit had earned its place through survival itself. You survived not because you were strong, but because they were knowledgeable.